to be exhausted or really hyped through this whole thing, but I want to say welcome to our guest, Roosevelt Mansfield III.
Can I say how awesome of a name that is?
Right?
Thanks, man.
I'm the last one standing.
The last one standing.
Awesome.
Also known as RDM.
Yes.
Once upon a time. Also known as Digie.
Yes.
DJ Digie.
All
AKA,
the above.
AKA. Also known as my favorite DJ.
Word.
Hey.
Thank you.
And you are a DJ, obviously. You have been a rapper, a performer, and you are also a photographer. You work in youth services, mental health. Is that accurate?
Yes, accurate. It's not. I wouldn't say the mental health title, but I deal with mental health when I work with youth and when I work with parents, and
ties in.
You
like
know,
mentorship,
it all,
sort of.
Yep, it all ties in.
You're always cognizant of the mental health for sure.
Yes,
yes,
definitely.
No doubt about that. Also, I'm sure there's 5 other things because you do everything. What else am I missing? What am I missing?
I think you got it. You know, I run a young men's group called the Brotherhood, and I work with African American young men starting in 8th grade, and then throughout high school. With basically, I teach them how to. I help them to help themselves and how to navigate basically a system that wasn't created for them, how to navigate what I call potholes as far as how society views them, to try to teach them how to not go through the world as if things around them are just wallpaper. Like, pay attention to what's around you, so that you know how to move and you know how to, protect yourself and take care of yourself, and be better than your stereotypes.
One of the most compassionate people that I know as well, I will say.
Are you crying?
No.
Okay.
No. My voice.
Okay. I was like,
but you never know. It might. I almost started crying yesterday over nothing. Literally, I got like the nicest text from somebody. We just all, we all just worked a very long weekend of events together. Diggie was here for part of it. On Saturday, you bore the brunt of some stuff on Saturday that was exhausting.
Yes.
We were all together for like 50 some hours this weekend.
Yeah.
So maybe not my
have your brain cells reaccumulated?
No, there's
yet?
there's two left. They are rubbing together trying to start a fire desperately, and it's not taking. But it's I'm here.
I know I can't turn my head. I can only turn my body. My neck's jacked up. Yeah. It was a weekend.
Getting out of bed like yesterday morning and this morning was like I had to really pep talk myself to get going. I was like, you gotta do it. You gotta do it.
Yeah, I feel that. I was had a wedding.
Yeah.
The very next morning.
Right. You didn't leave and go. You were not laying in bed. You went home and just worked some more.
I went back to St. Paul to get all the stuff, put all the other stuff away, and then get other equipment for the wedding.
That night?
Yeah.
Oh shit. So Saturday night, long night, and then Saturday night.
And you didn't even leave there till like 1 a.m. or something anyways. Right.
Yeah.
There was a point where people were chatting you up and I was like, let the man work.
Right. Yep. I got back to the crib around 3.
That's
and
dedication.
Then had to be there to set up at 8.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
So.
What time was that wedding at?
It was at noon.
Okay.
But I'd never been there before, so I gotta go back and get extra stuff. I went back to get extra stuff to make sure that I don't mess up because I wasn't familiar with the space. So I'm weird like that. I get places early. Yeah. Just to make sure.
I mean, that's experience though too.
Yeah.
Like knowing to have to grab this, like just get it now and have more than you need.
Exactly.
Then like to be like, shit, I should have done this.
Right.
And then you're suffering all night.
Beating yourself up about
it. You're beating yourself up all day.
Yeah, be there stupid early before anybody else so that I can know where I can load in, where I can park, where, things that they didn't tell me.
That's why he's your favorite, because he's prepared.
One of the many reasons, yes, is like he's always on point, and if he doesn't have it, he'll figure it out and he'll make it happen and all that. And also like we vibe on a different level just of like being friends and like we met actually the first time we met. He was DJing a winter formal for high school at Aria. So it's been like a minute now.
Yeah, it's been
probably over 10 years, maybe
definitely
more,
over 10
close
years.
To. Yeah.
It was, I think it was 2000. It was 2012.
Okay.
It was 2012.
Or no, I think it was spring of 2013 because I started in August of 2012. So I think it was that spring, or maybe it was the fall. Either way, it was a minute.
It was the winter. The winter formal.
Oh, okay. So maybe
it was the 12. Yeah, because my daughter graduated in 13, and it was a year before that prom that I DJ'd.
I actually probably did leave that off your bio. That is important to you. Also the father to 3 daughters, correct? Yeah. And have a very successful, lovely wife as well, Angela.
Yes.
Yeah. Important part of the, and a dog and a cat.
Yeah, and a dog and a cat. Little Digie.
Yeah.
That's my dog. You know what I'm saying? That's my dog. And Onyx. But I shout out my animals. I shout out my daughters.
Right?
You know,
they're
Imani,
yeah.
Atia, and Lanisha.
Yeah.
So I like those names too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my 3 pieces of my heart.
I got 3 myself, but 2 girls and a boy. So I'm kind of right there with you.
I have 2 cats.
Are they male or female?
I have 1 of each.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, you just had a litter though of like 100 cats.
No, they are gone. All of them are gone except 2. Yes, I'm an idiot. I adopted a cat, or I took in a cat off the street, found out she was pregnant after I got her.
That happens a lot.
I know. So I was like, okay, well, we're about to have some kittens here. And she had 5 kittens. So I like raised them all and then found them new homes and then kept 2 of them. And
that happened to my buddy Maddie. We were working on some tunes together and he took in this cat. He called her Bones.
Bones.
And so Bones was living under like his bed for like a week or whatever. And all of a sudden had some kittens. And Maddie went home late one night, like stumbling around a little intoxicated, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he like fell into like his dresser or something like that, and Bones ran out and just attacked the shit out of him,
being protected.
Wow.
So he was supposed to come over that night to like record a few songs with me, and he comes over and he's all fucking gouged out all over his hands, and he's literally like recording a song and he's like writing kind of in real time, and we wrote a song called Rust Razor Blades. And it's about this cat like attacking him and shit like that.
Wow.
It's super dope. I'll have to show you guys off record. I'm not going to show everybody else, but it's a funny song, and there's some definitely like some really good cat references in there.
That's
like,
hilarious.
Just, like,
That's what's up.
Attacking.
I wanted to say one thing that you guys can cut in. 'Cause I didn't mention my wife's name.
I said Angela.
You did?
Yeah. Didn't I? I think I did.
You did?
Yeah.
I didn't hear it either.
All right.
Okay, we can say it again.
No, we're good. If you said it.
I said it.
Okay. Yeah.
I like that you have to be sure about the call outs.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good. Also, just for the record, that the cat that I brought in, I named her Denise from the HOA because she was a nosy little bitch and was up in every like inch of my house, like inspecting everything.
Dang.
Is that the white and gold?
Like the tuxedo one. Yeah, little tuxedo. Okay. She was annoying in every corner of my house. So she was inspecting everything and then like watching out the window, the neighborhood watch. So, yeah.
Damn.
I know. Anyways, regardless.
Are you more of a cat guy or a cat or a dog guy?
More of a dog.
Little Diggie.
Yeah, I mean, my dog.
My dog.
Yeah, all right. Quick story about my dog. Our dog Nandi, she passed away, and you know we went through the rescues to try to find another dog and everything, and there was this one dog. The picture of the dog is all smiling, and you know. And my youngest daughter, Tia, she was like, we need this one. We need to go see it. We need this one. I'm like, I'm not feeling no dogs right now, man. Let's just cool out.
You had a hole right there. You can't really fill the void with another dog right away. It never lives up.
Exactly. And got all sad. Now, hold on. My dog, you know, she passed away in our arms. You know what I mean? I'm like,
hard.
Cool out.
Right.
You know, but my baby girl, and when she was younger too, she has these eyes.
Yeah.
All she gotta do is look at me, and it's over with.
Game over.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, we can go look at these dogs. So, so they had this big litter, and in this yard, and everybody's playing with the puppies and everything, and I'm like, I'm not feeling that, man. So I just go stand by myself.
Fuck these dogs.
Yeah. I know we can cuss and all this stuff. Like,
yeah.
I'm hearing you. I'm like, damn, we can do that.
Yeah,
You barely ever cuss,
this is
but
not
yes, you can.
PG-13.
Right.
Yeah,
this is
this is an
X-rated.
Cool.
I'm going to take my show.
We're gonna be on OnlyFans soon.
Yeah. So I went by the garage and just like watching them just do their own thing, and then there was just the little shovel, and I saw something in the corner of my eye, and my peripheral was just like crazy good. I can, you know what I'm saying? I'm like right. I can see, like, you know what I'm saying? But
did you play basketball?
Yep, I was a hooper. Yep.
Yeah, you gotta have good periffs for playing.
And the way
hoops.
I grew up, you gotta really have good peripherals.
Keep an eye on your blind spots.
Yes,
Yep.
and right. So I saw something moving. I'm like, oh, what the hell is that? And it was Digie. And so he just came out. He was chilling by himself.
Sitting by the shovel?
Mm-hmm. It's by himself behind a shovel. And he just came and he put his chin on my toe, on my foot.
Oh, you're done.
And
Done.
yeah, that was it.
Yeah, I'm like, who is this?
This is my dog.
Who is this? It's like, oh, we was hoping you didn't see him. I'm like, why? He's just so chill. He's sweet. I'm like,
That's what
so
you
you're
want.
trying to hide him? But he wanted to be by himself anyway. And
He didn't want to be. Yeah.
He's not high maintenance. I'm just like me. So I'm like, man, come here. And he was following me. I'm like, damn, we gotta get him.
It's funny that you say that because you are super chill.
Yeah.
Like every interaction I've ever had with you is like super chill. I think I met him at Machine Shop.
Very
I'm pretty
possibly.
sure. Did you ever do an Indian wedding there by chance?
Yes.
Several.
Yes, several.
With
yeah.
Gretchen Culver?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's when I
Several.
met you.
Yes.
You were there.
You
were
were
there, too.
DJing out the back of a bike,
The Barat.
Yeah, the Barat. You were doing the Barat, but you were like in a bike or on the back of a bike, right?
Yep.
And then there was another time I think you were in a car, right?
Bike and car, and in October it's going to be another truck.
Okay.
Indian. I became the Indian wedding guy, man.
He actually.
I felt awkward asking you that because it just like doesn't add up all the way necessarily. But
right.
But that's exactly where Alex and I know you from because we were filming there that day.
That's what's up.
And that I filmed you that day, and that's how I remember.
Is that the one that won those awards?
It probably did.
I think there's been a couple, so I think probably a lot of. I mean, Gretchen does beautiful work. So.
I'm pretty sure it was like a July wedding.
It was somewhat recently, though, right?
It was like a year and a half ago.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, I probably have.
It might have been 2 years.
You've done
ago.
a few since then, probably.
Yeah, I probably have
They had like
8
They had like a cloth backdrop thing.
in the circle.
I don't know.
Wasn't a circle.
It was not. Yeah, and the dude like could play piano. Like the groom,
I remember that.
The groom played piano. Like
I
and
like
it was
how
like,
we all
that
like
wasn't the one that
sick.
won the award.
How you pieced together, like,
Yep.
that one thing where we did the thing and
Well,
then
'cause,
this
like,
and
when
then
it-
that.
when it-
Like,
Oh, I know exactly
know.
which one you're
it
talking
is
about.
super badass when a groom can like play a piano, like play it
Play
like
an instrument or-
amazingly. There was also one time where I can't remember what song it was, but a groom sang in front of the whole thing. It was like instead of like a first dance, like he got on the mic and he fucking killed it. And this was at Calhoun Beach Club,
Oh,
whatever
cool.
they call it now. I guess I don't know if they still call it that.
Beach
but
Club, I think
the
they
beach,
just call
yeah,
it,
that's
yeah.
the Beach Club.
Yeah.
But that shit gave me like the chills,
Yeah.
like none other. Because
That's
this
cool.
dude just killed it, and it's like, how can you not just like love that dude now?
Everybody here is in love with
Like,
this man.
I was in
Yeah,
love with this guy. I was like,
truly.
that dude has a voice.
Yeah.
Like it was
Yeah.
unbelievable. It was
that
amazing.
part just skipped over me.
Yeah.
My whole family
Same.
can sing. You know,
Oh, yeah?
it's all music. When I met my family, when I met my dad's side,
When you met your family.
no, like real talk.
Real talk,
I
you
didn't know
did,
who my
yeah.
dad
Oh,
was
okay.
until I was
Yeah.
15, and I got
You were like, I think he's
sent
the
away.
second of this RD.
Yeah. My dad's the second. I'm the third, and the reason why Darnell is in there. My family, I grew up being called Darnell because I didn't want to be Roosevelt because I didn't know who he was.
Is that your middle name?
Darnell's my middle name.
Gotcha.
Yep. So everybody called me Darnell because I didn't want to be Roosevelt because I didn't know who Roosevelt was. You know, until I was in Colorado, going down the wrong path. And my mom was like, I'm going to find your dad. I'm sending you away. I'm like, you don't love me no more? So she sent me to Georgia on a Greyhound bus, 28 hours.
By yourself?
By myself.
How old were you?
I was 14 going on 15.
Okay. That's the age where things can go south real fast.
Yeah. I mean, I was in Colorado too. There was a lot of racism there. Mm-hmm. We were running every year. I moved schools every year. It was, I've been through it. But it got to a point where, I was fighting a lot, and I disrespected my mom, and she was like, "No, you gotta go." Mm-hmm. So she found my dad and sent me on a Greyhound. I had $20, 6-pack of Dr. Pepper, my Rambo knife, and a lunch. And I had this Rambo knife. I'm like,
I was gonna ask you
my
about
Rambo knife. I got everything in that handle, man. You know what I'm saying? Okay. If anything went sideways, I could make a fire.
I could open a can.
Yeah, I could open a can. You know what I'm saying? Steel.
Yep. Well, I can. That's what I'm saying.
Some bushcraft shit.
I can cut some branches with the little thing that I can. What I'm saying?
The string thing, the string saw.
Where he went.
Those are cool.
Yeah, man.
Well, I'm like so into bushcraft shit. I'm not even kidding.
But yeah, so it's like I didn't even see him. I've never seen him before.
Oh, you never met
just
him
going
at all.
blind. And also it's not like you can like look him up on social media back then, obviously. So.
Exactly. I'm that old.
Yeah. I mean, same. So am I.
I'm messing with you. No, but I got there. My dad was like, "Yo, I'm a big black bald dude." I'm like,
in Georgia.
All right.
Wait, hold on. He said that to you on the phone?
Yep.
So like you knew what to look for when you got there or something? Or?
It's like that is so general.
Yeah. In Georgia, big black bald.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
okay.
Okay. I was just trying to figure out the context of that.
Yeah, so I'm like, I have a basketball. I have a Colorado State basketball. That's how you know
don't
it's me.
lose it.
Yeah, right. So when I got off this bus, I'm looking for dudes. Okay, you're a black dude. You're a black dude. You bald. And all of a sudden, my dad grabbed me from behind, and all I can see is his big ass hands.
Well, that would be scary.
Oh, I was terrified.
Terrifying.
So he picked me up, turned me around while I was still in the air, and set me back down, and then hugged me again. And then my mom down there, she was like, "Oh, this is Rosie. There he is, Rosie," and took a picture. I was just like,
with a stranger face,
basically. And so, like, my issue was, I didn't know who I was. Mm-hmm. That's why I was starting to act up. I didn't know why I love music so much. I didn't know why I like drawing. I used to draw fashion when I was little. I drew all the time. I drew all the Sears magazine stuff. I drew the comic books. And I just loved fashion. And then when I started drawing dresses, people were like, "Oh, you're gay. You're drawing dresses," and I just beat them up. So I started fighting a lot.
Right.
And then I just gave up on my drawing and got into the music. People used to make fun of me because the music I listened to, I listened to everything. Mm-hmm. I was Eurythmics, Bruce Springsteen, Van Halen, as well as MC Lyte, Roxanne Shante, all this stuff.
Limp Bizkit.
Nah, just kidding. He wasn't even kicking it back then.
No. I'm kidding.
Yeah, so I used to get teased and all that. I'm like, why is music so much a part of my life? So when I went down there, well, first off, my mom told me my dad is dark skinned. My mom is dark skinned, and I'm like really light. I was really light, and it just didn't make sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw him. We're on the way going to Dawson, Georgia from Atlanta. So all the lights disappeared, and you start seeing like dirt roads and red dirt and goats and chickens. I'm like,
you hear the Deliverance theme in the background somewhere.
Man. Right. I was getting scared, and still, I don't know if this is my dad or not. I don't know him.
You didn't trust it, or
didn't. Something was off.
Sure.
To me, because it's like there was no way to prove that I belonged to him. You know what I mean? And so the first stop was my grandma and grandpa's house. Roosevelt and Minnie Mansfield.
And his name's Roosevelt.
Mm-hmm. My
So
dad.
that's like the connection you have, kind of like you don't know him other than like his name and like.
Right.
Okay.
And I just knew he wasn't in my life, so I didn't want to be called Roosevelt because I knew I was named after my dad and my granddad.
Yeah. The first, second, and third.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And so my dad walked in the door, and I'm kind of looking in, and I kind of see, my grandfather sitting on the couch, and my grandmother sitting on the couch also. My grandfather had 9 strokes by then and 3 heart attacks.
Damn.
So he was twisted. His hand was twisted and, just kind of like off to the side. So I walk in and my grandma, she looks at me because my dad didn't tell anybody that he was actually getting me.
Oh shit. It was a surprise to everybody.
Nobody knew that they knew I existed.
Right. They didn't know you were coming.
Right. Because my mom left my dad when I was 9 months.
Okay.
So I didn't know anybody.
Yep.
So when my grandma saw me, she put her hands up and her knees up and started screaming like just screaming. And so I'm just like,
You're
14
like,
years
get me
old.
out of here. Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck am I walking into here?
I went right back outside.
Yeah.
I'm like, this shit, nah, man.
Too much. Too much.
Way
Yeah,
too
too
much.
much.
And so I'm hearing her screaming, and she's running. She ran back in the other room, and I'm like, yo, I can't even call this guy dad. I'm like, hey, what's going on in there?
You think she recognized you?
Oh,
She could see it.
that's coming.
Okay,
That's coming.
Okay.
So I come back inside, and then my granddad, he has this big wallet on a chain, and he's fiddling with it because he got a messed up hand, and he's just trying to open up this wallet.
Baby picture.
It's a baby picture of me like healed to his wallet.
Oh.
And it's all wet, and it's all
It's old school.
but I see me, a picture that I've never seen before.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, that's
You
me.
know that, yeah.
And so he's like, yep.
That's him.
Yep. And then he sat back and started watching TV.
It's like, confirmed. We're done here. That was
yeah,
Maury
Exactly.
says you are the father.
Can we go back a little bit? Like you said, your dad came, put his hands on you, picked you up, and turned you around. Like, tell me more. I want to hear a little bit more about that moment. Like, what was that like when you like finally saw him? Like, what was?
To me, it was actually nothing.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to.
You didn't want to be there.
Right.
Yeah.
I still wanted to be with my mom. I felt that she didn't love me anymore.
Dude, I was a mommy's boy, hardcore.
Yeah.
I can relate to like never wanting to be with my dad's cool as hell though, but like yeah, until I was like 17, I was a super mommy's boy. Like
yeah. Dude, I still am. Me and Mon Dukes, we talk a lot. Excuse me, but I didn't really feel anything,
Well, yeah, because you didn't even know him yet.
I didn't know him, and I didn't know if this was really the dude neither. You know what I mean? It's like
you could not verify this information, right?
Right.
I mean, obviously they knew your name, so like that would be an off chance. But when you're 14, 15, you don't really think about that kind of stuff.
I just have my Rambo knife on deck.
You're ready.
You know what I'm saying?
ready to run.
And so to backtrack, after everything calmed down, my grandma came back, and I'm like, yo, why were you?
So she lost her shit, had to leave the room,
right? Screaming and covering
just
her
like
eyes,
couldn't in disbelief completely, and then came back.
Right. So I asked her, like, why were you screaming? What was going on? She's like, I thought I saw my dad.
Oh.
Yeah. When I came through the door.
Wow.
She said, I saw my dad, and you look exactly like my dad. And
wow. That's so powerful.
And that got me.
Yeah.
And so
got me. I got the chills and shit right now, man.
Man, it's like, and as far as my skin tone, my color, I'm the same skin tone and color as my great grandfather. So it skips
You're like
generations.
The spinning image of him, basically. Yeah.
Right. And so much that my grandmother thought I was her dad. And to keep in mind that they didn't know I was coming.
Right. That would be terrifying out of the blue.
Yeah, she fucking almost had a heart attack. Probably.
Yeah. It was almost a wrap for my grandma.
Nice to meet you. Shit.
You know, but the first place they took me, it was to the church, and it was this old church where my great grandmother and my great grandfather was buried out back. You know, everybody's singing, black church. You know, everybody's singing. So I walk in there, it's all rickety, man. You know, it's almost like a slave house. You know what I mean? It's just so
like rural
old.
Georgia.
Yeah, something further than rural. You know, it was in Dawson, Georgia, very, very small. And my dad was like, everybody you see there, those are all your aunts and uncles. So the preacher, the band, the choir, everybody was my aunts and uncles. And so it was right then at that moment, it's like, this is why music is in me.
Yeah.
Because this is where I come from.
I got the chills.
This is your lineage right here.
Yeah. This is like, it made everything make sense. And, and that's what I base my youth work off of also.
Oh, shit.
Trying to help them help themselves, figure out who they are. Yes. Why are you here? Where you come from? What does your name mean? What can you pick out things that you get from your mom or your dad, or mannerisms, or why do you like what you like? I
used to realize that I had this thing. My dad would like get upset and he would like flare his nostrils. And I used to do that. I used to notice that I started seeing all that shit too. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, see, like those things are important.
Yeah.
It helps you help yourself and to figure out who you are.
Yeah.
And kids get lost when they don't have a sense of self. So that's why I'm so charged when I work with youth, when I work with people. I'm able to read people. I'm able to take time. I'm super patient. Yeah. I'm a really patient guy.
Yeah, man.
And I pay attention. And so I like to give people the chance to show me who they are. And once you do, I can either rock with you or not rock with you.
Yeah.
I
mean, I feel like we had, if I can go into it a little bit, we had we had a recent event where you were working with somebody who's like a bit of a legend, like kind of an OG, and this patience was on display fully for everyone to see in a way that I honestly, if it had been any other DJ that we had hired to do this gig, he'd probably be laid out right now. He would have been decked, because it was a little extreme. And I think that compassion that you have and the patience that you have for people was on full display, and not just to me knowing you, but to people who don't even know you, they could see it.
Word.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Yeah. It was a challenge. Indeed. It was a challenge.
It was a challenge to watch. It was painful to watch.
I saw the patience, because without going into too much detail too, I was on stage filming you guys, and I didn't see a breakdown. I saw patience and compassion, and I'd say I saw you questioning it.
Yeah.
But I saw you stick with it.
Yeah,
and
there was one
moment. That was the coolest part.
Yep.
You stuck with it, and there was that moment you took off your headphone for a minute. Like you could have given up, but you never did.
Right.
You didn't even. Your hands were still there. You were.
Yeah.
You didn't even 1 second pull off of it. Actually, you were just I think it was a moment of needing a minute.
Yeah.
To figure out what's the next move, whatever it is.
You're absolutely right.
Literally 2 minutes later, shit was fire.
Yeah,
in the best way.
Truly, I know when we were talking about it, you said you took him off because it was the moment that almost broke you, and you were almost ready to just walk away. But honestly, from watching the audience, I thought for a split second, oh, he's fucking done. But then it immediately, you were locked in, and I was oh no, he's just locking in differently or something. It was very clear that you were not giving up on it, which it doesn't surprise me one bit.
It was a thing where I did feel like giving up, but I started paying. I got out of myself, and I tried to get into this person's head, and I saw something that I recognized in the work I do, in my family experiences, and I started paying attention in a different way. You know, like, this isn't a star. This isn't an artist that I've sung songs as growing up, his songs. It's like I saw him as a human being going through something. And so I figured out how to look at him in a different way and read him and figure him out. And it worked. And I was correct in what I did, and I just kept rolling with it.
Yeah, I mean, like a minute or two later, he was like dapping you up. So like he clearly like you guys locked in at that moment.
Well, and just for like a little tiny bit of context, you were kind of thrown into a spot where you're DJing for an artist that you never really had a lot of you never had any chemistry with, because you never
jammed
before or
right.
whatever.
And I had been begging for that person's set list for 10 days. 12 and not gotten it, and then finally heard like the day or two before that like, oh, he'll meet with him like a half an hour before, and it's like, yo,
right.
Which is one thing if you're like a kind of artist that can like show up with your set list and then just do the set and be fine, but he's clearly like a perfectionist and also struggling with some things,
right? And
the perfectionism probably is leading to some of that struggle to a certain extent. And vice versa, you know, I think they work both ways. And then to throw that you in the mix of that, to have to like read his mind.
You were reading his mind is exactly what I said earlier off script. Like, you definitely got, like you said, kind of like you had to get in his mind a little bit and like figure out, okay, what does he want from me?
Right.
And how can I make that happen without being able to communicate, because he's not looking at you. He's facing the crowd,
right?
And I'm looking at his back. You're looking at his back and his hands.
Yep, I'm looking at his hands. I'm when he turns around, I'm looking at his face. I'm looking at the way he blinks, at the way he does
clenches uses his
on beat. And so I figured out that those moments are the times that in his mind he's not hearing music. So I just locked in. So I cut the music when I see his eyes go like that, or his hands go like that.
Yeah, it was like when you're in a car with somebody and you want them to brake and you're fake braking it, and he wants you to be like cutting the music.
Yeah,
but can't do it. But he can't stop like the mannerism or whatever.
Right. That's something too. When you came here earlier, we were talking about the music is like a universal language. I think that's part of it right there too. It's like, although you couldn't communicate necessarily,
well,
you still were though. You still were able to like understand.
Yep. I had to kind of get out of myself, in my own type of understanding in that industry. I've been in the music industry for a long time, and I've worked with a lot of artists, a lot of difficult artists. Opened up for a lot of big names. Even when as a limo driver, I drove a lot of big names, and then learned some things from talking to them. You know,
for sure,
got some game from them. So like I'm well versed in that world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this tested a different type of thing. You know, I had to get back into like my work with people to figure this one out.
Oh yeah, you were pulling from like that well of things, of that compassion, for sure. I can see that. That's really interesting.
It's cool because you're pulling from everything. All your experiences can pull into music. It's cool.
I feel like not that we skipped over it because you started when you were younger, but like I do want to talk about like where you got started in music and events and stuff way back when.
Yeah.
Word.
RDM. The St. Paul Bear over here. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Paul Bears, you know, that's Glove's coined phrase. As far as I really got started in high school. Well, got serious. I was always rhyming or whatever. My idol was, my girlfriend was MC Light.
Which is ironic because you have recently DJ'd for MC Light.
Yes. Even when I was drawing my fashion, when I was drawing dresses and everything, the hair was MC Light. It was never a face, but every woman was MC Light based off her hair from her album cover, right? So they called me Darnell. My first rap name was D-Light, D-L-Y-T-E, like MC Light.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's how much
Did
of a
you
fan
tell
I
her
was.
that when you met her?
Man, I did not know. I got called off stage to the green room when she arrived. I didn't know she was there.
Because you were DJing for Rakim.
Yeah, Rakim.
Sorry.
Yep, DJing for at Rondo Days, DJing for Rakim and MC Light. Both of their DJs missed flights, and so now it's on me to do their set. And so I didn't know Light was here, so I got a call like, "Hey, yo, Rose, go down, come into the tent for a second." So I'm like, "Damn, I gotta get this song, 4-minute song." I'm like, all right. I run down like, "What's up?" Turn around, it's MC Light right there. I'm like,
like flashback of your entire
your whole life,
and she was pretty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She takes care of herself. She was just like, I mean, I heard violins.
The angels singing.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And she's like, "Oh, so you're the one taking care of me?" I'm like, "Yes, ma'am." She's like,
If I
"Ma'am?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got you." No, I didn't say me. I got you. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, but you dated her?
No.
Oh, okay,
no,
okay.
No, she
Like-
she was my
use the same
girlfriend in my
name?
head.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fuck, I missed that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I fucked
The
up.
girlfriend in my
I was a little
head.
confused on that one too.
Okay,
My bad.
sorry.
My
I
bad.
thought I'm like this. Like you met like an ex.
She's your
Nah,
she's your
'cause-
girlfriend in the sense that Keanu Reeves is my boyfriend and will always be.
Exactly.
All right.
Thank you.
I got
Exactly.
you. All right.
Yeah. I
I
My
gotcha.
bad, y'all. Yeah, man. So it was like a dream come true. Rakim is my favorite artist, my favorite MC. MC Light is one of my idols, one of my inspirations, and I got to DJ for them, not just in front of them, like for them. I controlled their set.
Right.
It went through me.
Yeah.
I was like,
That's so cool.
it's a trip.
I love
And
it.
Wait, so how old were you when you got into events stuff or this
Music stuff.
specifically?
the music stuff, well, my first raps was 4th grade, but like performing and doing things with the Abstract Pack in high school, that was in the 90s.
Okay.
And so the Abstract Pack, we did a lot of big things as it relates to music in St. Paul and for the state also. Nationally recognized, globally recognized, I should say, because we were pretty big in France and we didn't know, until
Right.
recently.
Yeah.
But
What was the award that you won like in 2008?
Twin Cities Hip Hop Legend Award.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we was even part of this documentary that got inducted into the Minnesota History Center. Yeah, so we did some pretty big things, and we opened up for like plenty of people, like Bismarcky, Black Moon, Sugar Hill Gang, the Licks. Yeah, we did a lot.
That's
And
awesome.
we were told we were the Wu-Tang Clan of Minnesota.
I love that.
Because we had groups inside the group. So yeah, and so that's when we first started to get into that. Then I was in the schools. My first job was the job that's meaningful was in the school system, and I was still in high school. I was a senior in high school when I started teaching peer mediation to different high schools around like Anoka, Woodbury, and I was the only Black person and male to teach that. And so I've been in the school system working in education since I was in high school.
One of the things too that is, I kind of jokingly say this, but it is actually real in some ways. Another reason why you are my favorite DJ is because you don't drink, and you never have, right?
Never tasted it before.
I fucking offered him alcohol when he got here.
Oh, I should have told you.
I think you did tell me, and I just forgot.
Right.
Man, it's all.
It's not like he's never been off. I'm sure he's been offered alcohol.
I had a water
millions
nearby.
of
I had a
times.
water nearby for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've the stuff I've seen. The stuff I've seen just turned me all the way off. You know, I'm not against it, especially when it's responsible, but the stuff I've seen, it turned me all the way off.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But like from the Pac days, my first DJing job, I was at Museum Magnet. And in my office, I was the behavior specialist. And in my office, I play music all the time. And they're like, how is this music coming from this office? Frank Sinatra, then Devo, then hip hop. Then it's like, this dude is everywhere.
I love some Devo.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Time signatures, man.
Dude, it's nut buckets, man. You know,
if you want to
coin
listen
that
to some
phrase,
crazy ass time signatures.
But there was two teachers that were getting married, and they're like, "Yo, can you DJ our wedding?" I'm like, "I've never DJ'd before. I don't even have a system." So I used, remember the old Macs, like the bubbles,
with the different colors. Yeah.
So I figured out a way to fade into the next one, but make the fade happen before the original fade of the music, so that it will fade into the next one seamlessly without any break. And
like with a program, or just like
with iTunes.
Just iTunes.
You just had like two bubble computers and we're like, no, just kidding.
No, it's all in one iTunes list.
Okay.
And like I knew all the music, and I have tempos already in my head. Like you can give me a song, I can hum the song, and I can give you the tempo.
No Pioneer turntables, nothing.
Wow. Just a old mouse.
Like a turquoise
mouse.
Mouse connected with a wire.
Yep.
Damn.
Dude, so I DJ'd a wedding
with one of
off
those
that,
bad boys.
and I made $300.
Yo, rolling
it was game over. It was game over.
Come on, man.
Done.
$300 for
in the
playing
90s?
music that I love.
That was in the 90s?
That was, yeah.
That's like 10 G's now.
Dog. I know.
Inflation.
I'd buy you a car these days.
Yeah,
that was a lot of money though back in the 90s.
Well, especially when you're young and like,
yeah, man.
Shit, yeah.
And I was like, man, let's who else need me? Let's get it. And so then I just started just doing it like that.
And that was game over from there. That's how you got into DJing. Wow.
Yep.
And when you were with Abstract Pack, you were RDM. Yeah. What was DJ Digie? Where'd that come from?
Diggie was always a nickname. R Diggie. And then they start calling me Diggie.
Yeah.
And so
the evolution of nicknames is always like, how did we get here from there, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And in hip hop culture, you are named. Somebody gives you your name.
You don't pick your own.
Right. You know, like some of the legends around, like the dancers, like Daylight, break dancer. He was signed with Red Bull. He one of the coldest to ever do it. The Abstract Pack or Glow gave him his name. You know, like Idea. He used to follow us too. Like
R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P. Why am I? Man, please cut this. Abilities.
Ideas and abilities. Yeah.
It was a long weekend. Like we all get some grace for that.
Like he DJ'd my wedding.
Oh,
and people were like, DJ Abilities, DJ your wedding. Like he was a kid that used to follow us.
He was up and coming. Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's like all this history that we're a part of that people really don't know. That's why I know so many people.
Right.
And we do a lot of mentoring when it comes to music also. And so like I just kind of blew up from there doing the DJ thing. And photography wasn't until like 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
2012.
wanted to ask you about that because, like,
Well, but also there was still another iteration, the Up Rock era too, because that was how. So when we met, you were DJing the Stance, and I just remember like you came in and loaded in, and we were just like chatting and whatever, and we were like chopping it up, and then we like I was like, oh, you're like a cool dude, and this is like we're having a nice conversation, whatever, and you invited me to an Up Rock show. And I think it was like, I don't know if it was one of your first or like if you guys had been doing it for a while.
They were doing it for a little bit.
So and it was in February, I'm pretty sure. And I remember it was like a week later or something like that. And I was like, yeah, maybe I'll come through. Like, who knows? And it was over at Honey, which is like just on the other side of the river of Aria. And I remember the night that I had it on my calendar and it was like a snowstorm. It was like a blizzard.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, it's so shitty outside. But I was still in my office. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, what am I going to do? Go home and do nothing? Like, I might as well just go. Why not? I'm here. I'm like, it's like 5 minutes away. I drove over there. The weather was gnarly. Like, it was bad. And so there was like 6 of us there, right? It was like a very small crowd.
Yep.
But then I was like, it was like an awesome show. It was so fun. And I was just like, oh, I like this. Like I was I was just very into Up Rock and I liked it a lot. And then I started coming to shows and we started like hanging out and just like became friends. And
it was instant, man. It's when you see cool people, when you interact with cool people, it's more than just an interaction. Energy is real. You know what I mean? And that's another thing that I like teach upon is like recognizing energy. Like somebody can walk in a room and you can feel things change. You know what I mean? You could literally feel if somebody's staring at you. You know what I'm saying? You can feel that. So energy is real. Yeah. And so when things click, it's something that you need to pay attention to. Like JB, like you're one of my best friends. You know what I mean? And it was just off of this, you just talked to me. And it was a dope vibe. Bam, we out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was just immediately like, oh, I want to be friends with you. You're cool. Like, and I went to like as many Up Rock shows as I could because I loved it. Yeah. Still a big fan of it. Like, still,
we did our thing. We did our thing.
It was solid. You should check it out. It's really
so
good.
So is that with you on the mic though?
Yeah, I was rhyming. Yep.
And, did we talk about that at all?
I don't know.
We didn't.
We didn't. I don't think we introduced you as an MC. An MC, yeah.
Yeah, so I was
that's part of it.
Solo artist. I have a couple solo projects, solo albums under my belt.
Talk about the France thing.
A couple France things. We got interviewed by Afropunk. Up Rock did, and one of the
Up Rock is the name of the group.
Yeah. And so they, I think they got contacts everywhere. So we were featured in one of their articles, which was cool. And they were from France. The Abstract Pack recently, a record label from France hit me up and wanted to re-release our first album under their label, and remaster it and all that stuff. And so they did that and pressed up vinyl and paid us for it.
You gotta talk about the disbelief though part.
Oh, I didn't believe him.
You're like, this is a crank call.
What?
Yeah, what friend of mine is putting me up to this?
Right.
Yeah.
First of all, it was a weird number. And then,
right.
How was the contact made? Like
through Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, it was through Instagram, and then I guess I have my phone number on there. I forgot I had my phone number on there. So then this dude's calling me with this French accent, and I'm like, yeah, whatever, dude. Then he called me RDM.
You're like, this dude's
like,
scamming me.
Wait a second, hold on, RDM. Then he started reciting some of my lyrics from back then.
Oh, shit.
I'm like, wait a second, you know me.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I'm a big fan of yours. I'm a big fan, RDM. I don't believe it's you. I'm like, dude, I'm just me, man. What you mean? I'm
just hanging out in Minnesota. Yeah.
You're like, hold up.
Just chilling.
And so then dude just goes through like my whole discography. I'm like, you are really
like a real deal fan.
Yeah. And then I'm like, okay, I'm listening. He's like, oh, you are so big here. We love you here. I'm like, we never even knew that we were big in France.
Isn't that so crazy to think about now? Like you would know because you people see who is streaming you, who's like buying it, and back then you could have been a hit. Who knows? You could be a hit somewhere else that you just don't even know.
Yeah. Right. I was bugging out, but when he started naming all the songs, reciting my lyrics, I'm like, yeah, it's real and it's weird.
Yeah,
but
that's wild.
I like it.
What is the name of the record that they remastered?
Bausa said it for the record.
They also did the CD, and I just purchased it today.
What?
Paid in euros.
Word, cool.
So I'm excited. I'm gonna have that because I'll add it to my collection with the Uprock LPs.
Oh. Text me a link to that. I want to check it out too.
Yeah. We were cussing.
Yeah.
A lot.
That's all right.
That's
all right.
Well, so do we here. So that's fine.
Rated X podcast.
Right.
Yeah. Well, maybe can we put a link in the bio for this or something?
I think we should. Alex
link
isn't here to hear that, but Alex,
we need to put a link in there somewhere.
Link in the bio.
We'll put a link right down here.
Yep. And you have to buy it in euros.
You can do the thing?
I think we can.
Subscribe.
Right there. Yeah, and subscribe. Yep. Exactly.
Cool.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I'm sorry. The MZs thing, that's where you were going with it, and I got distracted.
No, I just think it's cool. Like, you're into lots of different mediums as an artist. I think it's super cool. I kind of am the same way in a lot of ways. Like, I was recording an album. This was probably like 2014, maybe. And I broke my hand and I couldn't record for like 6 months. I had to like recover from breaking my, this is a third metacarpal, I guess. And I just needed to release art.
Yeah.
So I started painting. I have maybe like 8 works of art that I've done, like paintings. They're all like very abstract type shit, but I'm just like, I understand. I feel like I vibe with you so hard because I'm very similar in the sense where like I like to create things.
Yeah.
I like to release things and create. I don't always, I guess, release things. Sometimes I hold them close to me. You know what I mean? Like I come up with something that I love and I don't even like want to show it to anybody, but like it's art, and eventually I start showing friends and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like art in general. Like I really like to. I just need to be creating. That's really what it is. Not necessarily kids, but like, you know what I mean? I've done enough of that.
Yeah,
creating kids, it's always good to practice,
but like art. When I
practice makes perfect.
When I can't make music, I paint. And when I can't paint, I play the harmonica or something. You know what I mean? So it's always, I have a harmonica, a G tuned harmonica in my car at all times, like just to rip it once in a while.
That's dope.
Play some, I guess some Neil Young. Neil Young.
You get that thing
some
you put on your look like
I have one
the
of those.
Tin Man.
Yeah.
And you can
the little thing where it keeps it there for you.
Yeah, it's like braces and stuff.
They're a little bit uncomfortable, but you get used to it, I guess.
That's dope.
Yeah, I do have one hanging in my garage. It's been in there for like 3 years.
That's dope.
I use it once in a great while, but yeah, art, man. It's I love it. So you said you got into like. You think you had the music in you from your family? Yeah,
it was already in me. I just didn't understand. I didn't understand why.
Yeah.
I didn't understand why I thought the way I thought, or attracted to so much different music. I didn't know why.
So you said you went to church that first day or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, the next
day you went to church, and then that's kind of when you started to realize like this is who I am. This is like where I came
legacy.
from.
Yeah, that's all my family. All 13 people up there are my aunts and uncles.
All singers.
All singers, playing instruments, preaching, singing. Yeah, like my sisters, they all sing. They're dope. I mean, like I said, the singing thing skipped me.
I can picture like some harmonies and shit. Like, yeah,
man, you just for no reason, everybody just starts singing. You know what I mean? It's dope because you walk in the crib and you're hearing music.
Yeah,
it's just
that had to be like such an awakening.
Oh man, I'm like, I understand me now.
Especially coming from like Colorado.
Colorado, Yeah, like
Real
I
culture,
ran every year. We ran.
That's
every
what
year.
you were saying. Yeah.
Yep, shelters, different homes. We had our own crib, then back to a shelter. You know, it was. I went. The only time I was in a school more than 1 year is when I got to 10th grade. So 10th through 12th grade at Central High School. The only time I've been in the school more than a year. You know, but like with the art thing and the release thing, the whole that's kind of where the photography kind of took off for me. You know, because I had a camera.
So it was music first.
I was always into art because I used to draw.
Oh yeah.
You know, I was always into
right.
fashion and everything.
Yep.
Until somebody teased me and I started beating them up. You know, so that was a piece of me also. So I got to unlock that with my camera, and so that kind of took off since 2012. So
and you're totally self-taught. Like this is just you figured it out as you went along the way. Yeah.
What was your first camera? Do you remember?
Yep, Sony A35.
Nice. We shoot all Sony here.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I already peeped it. That's the. Well, never mind.
Yeah.
I peeped it.
Yep.
But yeah, Sony A35 was my first DSLR camera, and
just like music, you fell like in just kind of in love with photography.
Yeah, I mean, I see things and I can do that. I know where the light's coming from. I know, like, I just look at something and I can replicate it.
Well, if you can draw, I feel like you have an understanding of perspective and light and all of that kind of stuff, and just like it gives you some
composition.
sense of that. Composition, yeah, that's a good word for it.
Yeah, I'm like, and my dad was an artist.
You didn't
go figure. Yeah, I didn't know
what kind of art was.
Well, he just drew. I mean, he was a mechanic. He drew. My dad was a boxer when he was in the service, and he told me how he beat up Colin Powell. That he
say what?
Yeah. I didn't know who this dude was.
Right.
You know, when my dad was like, Cole, I'm like, okay.
Colin Powell, big deal. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't until I got grown, I'm like, wait a second. Colin Powell? Yeah. So they fought, and my dad got in him.
In the service? Like they were boxing? Okay.
They different branches or whatever, they fight.
Yeah.
Stay hard, motherfuckers. That's David Goggins. He's like a hardcore Navy SEAL like runner or whatever. And
okay.
I do like one of his messages though. It's like when you feel like giving up and quitting, you're only at 40% of what you're capable of.
Wow.
I like that message because when I'm in the gym trying to, do those little curls and I'm like, fuck it up. I'm tired. I'm only at 40%. I can go a whole lot further.
That's a good mentality, man.
Right?
Yeah.
You learn a lot from stupid little things like that. But damn, I don't think I asked you any questions on my list. Can I?
Yeah.
We change it up a minute?
Please do. Yes. I'll stop talking.
No, and you're good. You're good. I actually love this conversation. I'm super like down with it all. But how do you balance being a DJ and a photographer and a fucking MC? Like, how do you find balance in everything?
Ooh.
Do you?
Do I? That
it's
is
a challenging question.
Yeah, that's the $1 million question. The youth
and
photography,
a family and a
youth work.
And a program director for youth.
Yeah, I mean, and it's my own business too. It's like I just get contracted. So, nonprofit coming soon. The Purpose.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. I'm a week left before I'm official.
Okay.
So y'all be the first time I'm even mentioning my nonprofit, The Purpose, and I will pull up my mission statement later.
We'll have you back at some point. We'll talk about it, the purpose at some point.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and you do dope shit. You take kids on like tours of like, where did you go HBCUs or what was it?
That is in October.
Okay.
I took youth to Atlanta and Alabama on a civil rights tour. And then I took kids to New Orleans on tours there, and toured the Whitney Plantation and did one of the swamp tours also. But yeah, trying to balance, it is a constant struggle. Photography, DJing, youth work and how everything intersects.
I mentioned outside earlier too, like, because when you're like a DJ or you're an MC, there's a fucking persona that kind of like people expect almost of you.
Mm-hmm.
But you're also working with youth, trying to keep people on the straight and narrow.
Right.
You know, is it conflicting?
No, everything helps each other. Everything helps the next thing. When I teach trying to figure out who you are, it's how you present yourself also.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm at a point where people see a hat and they're like, oh, that must be Digie.
Mm-hmm.
Or that's Roosevelt.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me go see if that's him. And it happened to me yesterday at the fair. He's like, oh, I saw that hat. I got to see if it's you. You know, and like nobody ever sees me with my hat off. You know what I mean? I'm not going to show you, so don't ask me. But yeah, just
we'll
like.
do it at the same time.
Ready? Yeah, I was gonna say.
Right now, I look like Homie the Clown. So, you know, yeah. But just I walk through this world now with a strong sense of who I am, you know, and I don't do a lot of talking. I don't do a lot of bragging. When I get to a place, I try to be who I am. You know what I mean? And that's how it is when I walk into a school. And kids will recognize that. And when I say what's up to them, they'll say what's up back. If, like a lot of these teachers in the schools are scared of youth. You know, our youth, you know, they're 6'2", 260 in 8th grade.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they're scared, you know, and so they're afraid to correct behavior or whatever. But me, I just am like, hey man, come on, why you even do, my bad. And they don't even know me. So it's this thing where you have, you know, how things intersect. You treat humans like human beings. You treat kids like human beings. You don't treat kids like you're up there. I mean, people don't understand like why I get so much respect from the youth. It's because I respect them. You know, we learn each other. We learn from each other. And through music and photography, I figure out their language because we're so controlled by music. We're so controlled by images.
Yeah.
You know, I can connect. I feel like I can connect with anybody using those mediums to figure out who people are. You know, just being able to listen. I can fill you out through the kind of music you like. I can learn you through the music you like. And through imagery, how you present yourself, how do you see somebody else? You know, the pictures you have of another culture. You know, are you offended or are you sympathetic? Are you whatever? You know what I mean? I can learn you from those three mediums. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't fall asleep on me, JB.
No, I'm not. I'm listening intently. I'm trying to decide if I wanted to interject, but I'm letting Esteban do his thing.
Man, I want to honestly talk about culture just a little bit because I'm always actually jealous of the culture you guys have. Like,
what, hip hop culture? Or
I'd say like African American culture, like black culture, like you know, like fucking I listen to the radio and it's like the People's Station, KMOJ, Black Entertainment Network, and it's like there's a connection there, and I listen to that shit all the time, and I'm actually like I find myself jealous of the connection, you know, and it's like a lot of my friends that are black listen to, or they're like, I'm looking for a black owned CPA. I want to work with people like me, and it's just kind of cool, and I think that I've talked about it a little bit with Alex before about just like the culture, you know, and there's not a lot of that, I guess brotherhood a little bit, and that's part of your thing, right? The brotherhood thing, right? So it's like you don't see a lot of that, everywhere else. It's kind of just like everybody for themselves.
Yeah.
But I always find myself a little bit jelly over like the connection that you have with like people, right?
Yeah.
And I'm you know, I was born in Mexico, grew up here. I'm super white. I'm a light-skinned Mexican guy, right? Right. But you know, I've never found that myself.
Man, let me throw something at you.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, please.
It's like culture-wise, I feel that, well, first off, you're a musician.
Yeah.
So that
I do connect that way. I do. You're right. I do connect that way.
And so when you will be able to trace back like some of the roots of your Mexican culture, like the drums, the dancing, and you're gonna see like so much correlation between our cultures.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
That's why when I said I did that show called Stepping Out with the Appalachian Cloggers.
Oh yeah.
And steppers and hip hop. Like our commonality was rhythm. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You can connect to people through rhythm, and I feel like if you as an adult and how you're connected with music, if you go back home to your roots, something's gonna hit you different.
Yeah, it's that reggaeton. Right, it's that reggaeton. It's the beat. Yeah. But it's already hit me. I've gone back lots of times.
Man, I'm saying the culture the culture is still there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And that's how I feel sometimes when I see Mexican cultures. It's like if it's Mexican, it's Mexican. You know, it's
you can tell right away.
Right away. If it's a Mexican business, everybody's working is Mexican. Everybody who's coming in to support is Mexican. All the workers are coming in.
I do
lunch
see
breaks.
that.
You know what I mean? It's
I'm
like,
that in betweener though. You know what I mean? Like I'm very Americanized. So I'm kind of in between all that.
See, but it's in you.
And
I think sometimes you might just think about it too much.
An identification issue.
Yeah, I think
like,
there's also someone who's like an in between. I mean, this isn't the same necessarily, but like I heard this term recently, or not that like a while ago, and it sort of really like blew my brains out a little bit because I was like, oh shit, this perfectly encapsulates like this thing that I struggle with, which is that I'm a class migrant, right? So
what does that
mean? Yeah.
Grew up a little bit lower class, like not a lot of money, way more blue collar, small town, rural America. And now I'm in a different class from a working perspective, and also the people that I work with, right? So like I work with people who have the money to spend on like a high end wedding and stuff. And so I don't feel 100% comfortable in either place, right? Like I always feel a little bit less than when I'm in like these high end places, or I stand out a little bit more there because of like I just don't do, you don't speak the same language, you don't grow up with a boat, you don't, you didn't go to this camp, that totally, kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But then when I go back home, I don't really fit either. Like I don't fit there really 100%. Either, because we don't like live the same kind of lifestyle. And I've said sometimes when I'm home or like with people like from places that I've lived before, I feel a little bit like an exotic bird. Look at that, that's so cool. But like no, there's like, it's still like there's a distance. There's still like not as much relation there. I mean, obviously there's people that I'm still tight with, but generally speaking, I just don't feel as at ease there. But also the superpower that I find to it is that I can work in all of those places. Yeah. Like I can find I can make myself comfortable if I can get past my own inhibitions and past my own like insecurities of it. I can be adaptable. It's like code switching, right? Like I can do that in different economic class systems and different places where it's like I can make it work in this place. I can make it work with people who have millions of dollars and people who have hundreds of dollars, you know, if that. And like
and you understand it on those levels too. Yeah.
But it's also like I'm still also never really truly part of either culture.
I know 100% what you're saying too. Yeah.
I think I can understand that. I think that kind of it's kind of what motivates me to try to quote unquote make it. You know, like I'm like the black sheep of my family. You know, I'm the square one that doesn't drink, that never smoked, that never whatever. But some people, when they see like my family, they're like, that's your family? It's your same family? I'm like, yes, this is my family. Some of my family's hood, right? But that doesn't impede on who they are, like how I love them,
right?
How they love me,
100%.
You know, this is my family.
Yeah.
So when you see me in the middle of this video, the dude that hardly ever cusses, like this is where I come from. You know what I mean? I want to be that person that can, you know, bridge this gap of understanding with how I grew up. I grew up, you know, around drugs, seeing people cracked out, seeing people drunk and stabbing themselves and stabbing other people and not feeling anything, bleeding out. I'm seeing all this stuff. You know, that's why I don't drink, because I saw two people stab each other after drinking, sat back down, bleeding everywhere, and nobody was crying. In my little mind, it's like, okay, I know they were drinking. They're stabbing each other with knives and they're bleeding everywhere. How come they're not crying? How come they're not hurt? So does drinking this alcohol make you not human anymore?
No.
You know, so that's what was going through my mind as a kid when I saw that. You know what I mean? But it's like I'm the dude, like all my people are smart. They're innovative, they're entrepreneurs, and I want to bring light to the places that don't get light shown on them. You know, we're innovators. Like I got family who are hip hop artists, who are entrepreneurs with t-shirts and puzzles, and you know, work in the nursing field and will still beat the brakes off you if you step up to us wrong. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But it's like, I want to succeed for all the people that don't think that you can succeed coming from where I come from. You know, and again, the reason why I can connect is because I've been through some things. The average person would look at me and wouldn't see my past. You know, I was a flipping limo driver as prostitutes are turning tricks as a 7th grader. Wow. Yeah. And people would like look at me and not see that.
No.
You know,
I've never heard that story before. Yeah.
Right. And so and that person, she had aspirations of being a hairstylist. She used to cut my hair, and she was dope, but she was hooked on drugs. Right. She was a prostitute.
Trapped in cycles of poverty.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And a family member of mine needed a driver. I'm in 7th grade. I know how to drive. So I drive.
How old are you in 7th grade? Hold on.
7th grade? How old was I?
I don't even know.
In what?
You have kids?
I'm trying to think. God, leave me alone.
7th grade.
I can't do math.
Like 14?
Yeah, 14.
Okay.
Yeah, before
the legal driving age.
Yeah, before I went to, yeah.
Okay, checking.
Yeah,
okay.
so I'm like
math.
I'm driving downtown Denver in a limo.
Damn.
Which is like that's not easy to drive when you're a driver, like you're a person.
Right.
Yeah.
I drove a limo one day for Duran.
What?
And Chic.
Chic.
The dude that played
the bass line?
No, the dude that played on Get Lucky, the song. Daft Punk.
Yeah.
Nile Rodgers. I drove that dude and his crew and some other peeps to the XL Energy Center from the Intercontinental, where Patrick works.
That's like 3 blocks away.
It's like 3 blocks. I literally picked him up, drove him. whipped the UE where you're not supposed to, went in
In
the
a limo.
back of the XL, and then we hung out backstage for like 5 hours till they were done playing. And then I took one dude, the bass player, to get Epsom salt after because his hip hurt.
Word.
Dope, dude, right?
That's dope.
That's dope.
I love
Not
that.
nothing near what you were doing, but shit, dope. Sorry.
No,
Sorry.
yeah, I mean those limo stories, man. Shoot.
Limo shit's funny.
Yeah,
I did it one
I
day.
know.
You
Yeah,
can say we'll tuck the shoot that you said second and put it in the first
Put
part.
it in
Just
the
kidding,
first
just kidding. Alex is like, no, we're not.
No, we're not.
I don't got time to
Crazy
edit that
shit.
shit.
No,
I'm
you got me hyped with these limo stories, man.
Oh,
Right.
chic, man. And Nile Rodgers, that was super cool. He was like sitting right behind me, and I was just like, I like adjusted my rear view mirror just so
Try
I
not to
could
be a
watch
creep.
him. I could watch him for like the 2-mile drive or 1 mile, not even. It's
So
like
yeah,
300
that's
feet.
how I was driving one of Prince's girlfriends. Like
Oh,
I worked
shit.
with a student of the Prince's main driver. I worked with his son, the driver's son, and he knew I drove limos at the time. And he's like, "Yo, you wanna?" I need some help, whatever. We need to go to Prince's crib, bring his girl from the airport. I'm like, word? Okay, cool. I'm cool with it. So he comes with, he puts her in the back. I'm like, now I'm trying to see who this is. And he turns the rearview mirror like all the way down. I'm like, yo, I want to see who this is, man. I want to see. She's like, you can't see, man. I'm like, dude, all this, and I can't even see who this is?
Right.
Protecting.
Yeah, man.
Prince was very private though, right? So
Yeah,
everything,
and I did a lot of runs for Prince's crew also when I was driving. Prince used to just pop up at different clubs and go to the back and just jump in and just start jamming with it. Not even singing, but just jamming with people.
Have you been to the studio out in
I haven't been to the studio. I've been to his house.
Paisley Park.
Paisley? Yeah, Paisley.
Well, isn't that the...
You haven't been there?
No, I just drop people off at his at his doorstep.
I was
or
there
whatever.
for the first time like about a month ago working an event.
Really?
Yeah,
Dope.
yeah.
I saw...
It was super cool. They had
Prince.
all sorry, I'll just
No, go ahead.
all his like outfits. And
Yeah.
they change him out every couple months. Dude was tiny.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's little.
I knew he was small, but goddamn.
No, I saw him
He's
from
like my height.
from you
Yeah,
and
no,
I.
yeah, damn.
Yeah, he's petite.
Very
Yes.
petite. I had a Prince encounter once upon a time, and he was like my height, which was a little like, and I think he was wearing heels, but
Oh yeah, I remember this at Aria.
yeah. But I saw Prince and Kendrick Lamar perform at Paisley,
Oh wow,
which was sick, and then also Alabama Shakes performed there.
dope.
Brittany Griner.
Not Griner, that's
Griner, that's
a
the basketball
player. Brittany, yes. Griner, no.
What's her name?
Brittany, I can't
Howard.
Think of, how is that it? I don't
Brittany
remember.
Howard.
I just know her name's Brittany.
Sorry,
but
that was fucking hilarious.
But that Sound and Color, like that album is one of my favorites of all time.
Man, I have
Can't believe I said
a limited edition Prince CD that I bought from a crackhead in my car right now.
Okay.
It was he recorded this CD for like the Timberwolves or something, and the back of the CD is him dribbling a basketball.
Yes.
You know which one I'm talking about?
No, but I mean the
you
know,
gotta make a
shirts
copy
and,
of that.
I mean it's not even
blouses.
open.
What's
Oh.
it? Shirts and blouses.
You gotta take it out of the car then.
I mean I need to do something with it though. But so dude was like, I was outside of a boxing gym, and he comes up to me. He's like, "Hey man, I got this CD, a Prince CD, man. Do you know who Prince is?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know who Prince is,
Do you
man."
know who Prince is?
He's like, "Man, this was recorded at Paisley Park." I'm like, "Dude, this is Prince."
Right.
All of
Of
it.
course,
a lot of it
it's-
was
Most of it was recorded
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, "Man, what do you need, man?" He's like, "Man, I'm like, dude, what do you need?" "Man, I'm just hungry, man. So, I gave him $20. I'm like, "Here, give me the CD." Like, thanks.
And it's legit?
It's legit. It's not even open. It's like a limited edition something for a basketball game for one of the Timberwolves basketball thing.
Well, to get out of your car now so nobody comes to steal it.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
Don't leave that shit in your car.
Yeah. Right here on the shelf. Yeah.
I can put it on the shelf, you know what I'm saying? But our limo stories, man. I drove Jessica Simpson. She is tiny with the biggest forehead I've ever seen.
They'll go 5 head.
I haven't taken off my hat yet.
Gosh. She's nice. 98 Degrees. We're going back a little bit. Yep.
Oh, god damn.
Cool. Deal with those cool as a fan.
What's the songs that I would remember?
Oh, man. Don't get me to
All
lie.
I'm hearing is Cookies and Cream or whatever from, what's that other band?
Cookies and Cream.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but I can't think of anybody's
I don't
name
even
right
know.
now. Like,
We'll look at it. Alex, maybe you can pull it up.
Shaggy,
Google it.
I drove him.
Googled it.
Wyclef. Boys to Men.
Ooh.
Yep.
I tell the story all the time.
I've never heard this story. Go ahead.
Okay. So, I'm driving for Star Party. I'm driving 98 Degrees. So, at the Target Center, it was Destiny's Child. It was Pink.
I think it was Sand Peaches and Creams.
Casey and JoJo. Boys to Men.
You know what I'm saying?
And somebody else. And so, I'm driving 98 Degrees. So, I have the limo bus, right? And so, we're at the airport, and they come out. It's cold. And they're just, again, like super cool. It's like, hey, man, can you just turn the football game on? We, you know, cool. And everybody's probably like 5 foot nothing.
Yeah.
You know, they're all just tiny. And so then Boys to Men was on the same plane. Then I'm hearing, oh, I hate this cold-ass motherfucking state. I hate this fucking state. And I'm like, who's cussing like that? And it's Boys to Men. It messed my whole brain up.
Oh shit!
I'd be like,
You know what I'm saying? But it was one dude. It was Wanye, the dude that sings like.
I don't even know.
I was genuinely gonna say. Actually, I never thought about it, but I don't think I could name a single individual member of Boys to Men. They're just a collective to me.
What's the dude that? I think I got my shit.
It was I think it's Wanye. You know, so.
Can I correct what I said?
Correct what you said.
Did I say
Peaches
cookies and cream? Did I say peaches and cream or cookies and cream?
Cookies and cream.
Yeah.
Fucking totally wrong. That's my ice cream choice, by the way. Peaches and Cream by 112.
Oh
yeah.
Peaches and Cream.
Yeah. Sorry, that was horrible. Don't judge me. Anyways,
it was long weekend.
That was like some like 11th grade shit. Okay, let's go.
So with this Wanye dude, I look over, I'm like, who in the hell is cussing like this? And we lock eyes, and he's like, man, who the fuck you looking at? I'm like, Boys to Men? You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking
they are who you thought they were. Yeah.
No, but it's just him. And so then one of the other guys was like, apologized, like, man, he's, whatever. I'm like, okay, man, cool, because this dude is tripping. So go to Target Center. They do the sound check. 98 Degrees, tell me, hey, come in here, get all this good food, and take whatever you need back out. So I got a whole tray that's full of just expensive,
not just a plate. You took a tray.
I took
the benefits of a band rider.
Yes, for real though. Yeah.
And so then we're waiting at the hotel, and so as a driver, we gotta wait for our people to come through the line, and so. I'm like from me to you with seeing Beyonce and Kelly Rowland, and I'm like, damn, this is Beyonce, And then Pink, who is cool as a fan. She is just like the dopest human being I've ever encountered, man.
Pink is?
Yes, she is. She's the real deal. And so then Boys to Men was coming down, and so everybody's like, oh, and then that dude sees me. And he shoulder bumps, like pushes me.
No shit.
Right. So I'm like, all right, man. Okay. He's like, okay, what? You go what? And then his boys like pull him. I'm like, man, you better get your dude, man. Because I'm not the one to really be played with or whatever. He's like, man, I'm sorry. Fast forward. He didn't want to be on the same plane as 98 Degrees. they said we're better than them. We need to have our own plane or whatever. So he made it so that they got another flight out right after the show, so they had to hurry up and get done with the show. And so I'm in the back at Target Center, and standing by the limo, and I'm hearing them like, all right, we out of here, peace. And so then I see everybody's running. This you got the security running, and then Boys to Men, and then security behind them, and they're all running to the limo. My limo's right here. Their limo is in front to leave first, right? And so I see old boy. So he starts running, right? But he's running straight at me now. And so, I get back in my little stance, and he tries to
check you as he goes by.
Pull me over, right? So I got lower, and I stood him up, almost lifted him up off his feet. And so then, pulling up his pants and tries to square up with me, right?
What the fuck?
I know. What an asshole, man.
Damn.
Like, for real.
And how old were you?
I'm a full grown adult with teenage kids.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
he just picked the wrong motherfucker though.
Yeah,
what is he doing though?
Yo, it's like who are you? But the other brothers, they were just so apologetic. They were so cool.
That's sad though that they have to apologize for that.
Yeah,
dude.
he was extra, man.
That's
crazy. That's my limo stories.
Yeah,
I got more,
limo
but
talk there.
You
drove
limo stories.
No,
Alex, any of you guys? No, goddamn,
Drove Stars.
No. Those are some good stories.
I did a movie with Tyrese Gibson.
What?
Dolph Lundgren.
Dolph.
What was this dude's name?
The leader upper of Apollo.
What did you do in the
Michael
movie?
J. White. It was all one movie.
What'd you do with the Dolph Lundgren? Did he punch you in the gut?
No, that dude is fragile. That dude was fragile at that time. He's old. He just got off of a hip surgery. That dude was old.
I was referenced.
His girl
It's
was
Always
my
Sunny.
age.
There's like an episode where
His girl was his fiance.
I'll leave it go.
that tracks.
Oh wow,
that tracks. I have no questions.
But yeah, no, they're pretty dope. Tyrese is something.
He's something.
That's awesome. Yeah, man, I'm just thinking like, I'm not gonna name your age.
Okay.
Because I it's not my thing to say, but I think as an artist we think of legacy.
Yeah.
I think that lives within us.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just kind of like thinking like what kind of legacy do you hope to leave like through your work, obviously as like somebody who's working with youth, but also as a photographer, as the DJ, as the MC. What are you hoping for?
It's funny you say that, because I've been to keep it a buck with you guys. I've been worried about leaving this earth without leaving something for my kids.
I think about that all the time.
Yeah, it's like my legacy. I want to be remembered as just a good person.
Yeah, man.
I want people to tell my daughters stories about me, like how I helped or how I inspired or how I believed in somebody. When people talk about me, I just want to be positive for my girls. 2020, when this whole COVID thing popped up, I was almost out of here.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, he had a rough stretch of health stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a diabetic also, and so it was like the beginning of COVID. Nobody knew what to do, So it was I was doing this interviewing project I never released with kids about the effects of like the uprising, George Floyd, all this stuff. And I get a call before a day before my interview with the kids that my niece committed suicide, and she took her daughter with her, her 4-year-old daughter with her. So my sister called me, and I was done. You know, I didn't sleep, worked another 14, 15-hour day. I don't know if you hooked it up, because I was at the machine shop when I was interviewing. Was that you that hooked it up?
I had left at that point, so I don't think so. I mean, okay, I guess it's possible. Sarah or...
Might have had a connection or something.
Yeah, you know all the people there too, so...
Yeah, so I was filming at the machine shop, man, and I never released that video just because it reminded me of you know...
The emotions and everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like not sleeping, going through all that stuff, it just opened up my immune system to catch COVID. And it hit me so hard, man. It was like the doctors were experimenting on me because they didn't know how to treat me. And so the drugs they were giving me was shooting my blood sugars up to the 900s. And regular blood sugar is supposed to be like 90, between 90 and 100 for like a diabetic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I was at 900. And so...
Is that like some comatose shit?
I was gonna say, yeah, that's like going to send you in a diabetic coma pretty quick.
Right. And so then my it was effing with my oxygen level. So people were debating whether or not to intubate me or not. Because if it went too low, they got to put the tube in me.
Mm-hmm.
But then this other medicine they was giving me was causing spasms in my esophagus. Mm-hmm. So my esophagus actually closes.
Damn.
And I don't breathe at all for like, I think it was, the longest was like 7 or 8 seconds. But that seems like...
That's an eternity to not breathe. Yes. To involuntarily not breathe.
Right.
Yeah.
So again, I was scared to go to sleep because I'm like, I'm going to die in my sleep, you know? So I didn't sleep. And this is for days.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was in the hospital for almost a week. Something like that. But it was just, it got me thinking. It's like, what am I leaving my kids? Because nobody could come visit me.
Right.
You know, I saw a woman being wheeled in. It was weird too, because my whole room was nothing but flipping windows.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm seeing everything and everybody's looking at me. So I see this older woman get in the COVID wing, get wheeled in there. 5 hours, because I don't sleep. So 5 hours later, they wheeled her back out with a blanket over her head. She died. And this is weird. I never looked at it. It's still on my phone. I was trying to make a video. I was like, man, this is where I'm at, whatever. Like, here's somebody coming in. And so I was videotaping her. And she looked at me and like dead at me. And I froze. And she like looked through me. And as she was getting pulled into the room, she just kept following me like I'm scared, right? And then 5 hours later, they roll her back out and she's dead. So I'm like, I'm gonna be out of here.
You're like the last person she looked at,
dude. I never looked back at it. It's still on my phone.
You know,
this is years ago.
You know it's there though, but yeah,
I know it's there.
It hurts to look. Yeah.
And so
I know that shit.
And so that comes back to the whole legacy thing. It's like, what am I gonna leave my kids? Like, when they mention me, how are they gonna talk about me? And I probably lost in the high 60s that I can count of people in my lifetime. You know, like at least in the 60s. And all these funerals, there's always stories that the family don't know how their people impacted them.
Right.
You know, for me, I mean, this is why I still do music. It's still why I still trying to do videos. I want my kids to see me living, breathing, moving around. I want them to hear my voice I want to impact my community, to put my stamp on my community, so that when my name is talked about, when they hear anything about their father, they're hearing positivity. It's like, my dad was a good person, and that's my legacy. That's what I want to leave. I thought it was material stuff, but it's more so the memory and stories. I want to get this building so I can give to my kids. But what's more important is who I was when I was here. Yeah.
Well, that did make me cry a little bit.
Yeah, no, I mean, that shit resonates super fucking hard with me. It's like, I think as an artist, you're always struggling with how do you, not necessarily how am I going to exit this world, but what's going to be left behind of me when I do exit this world.
Right.
And
I can testify that there will be nothing but the kindest words in the world to say about you when that day comes. Like, there's no one that I've ever met that has a negative thing to say about you, ever.
Right. I appreciate
Everybody's
that.
always like, oh, Diggie's the best, and it's one of the reasons, I love working with you, because I know that we'll have a good time. I know that you'll do a great job, and I won't have to worry about things. I won't have to, you won't be high maintenance. But more than that, it's I love connecting other people with you, so that because you always, it feels like every person that I've ever introduced you to that, you've created a relationship with, then you have, a real relationship with this person. You become friends, and everyone's always so happy to have you in their life.
That's cool.
I feel like I know you so much better because when we were talking outside, I barely know you, right?
Yeah.
We met a couple times. I feel like I know you intimately kind of now. Kind of to change the pace, but also to probably wrap it up slightly because we've been going for a while. If you had a theme song every time you entered the room,
that's your walk-on music.
what is that song? That's a tough one. I know that's tough.
Did you ask this one before?
I don't think so.
I don't know if you did either.
I don't think I've ever asked this one.
Did you?
I did.
I feel like we've had this conversation, but then I was like, did I fever dream
Really?
this?
Yeah, because I
Really?
chimed in and
I thought this was some new shit. Damn it, you guys.
Because I was like, wait, what's mine? And then I was like, wait, did I answer this question once before? I feel like we've talked
I
about
thought
this.
I was on some new shit.
No, it's all good. It's still a good question. I think it's a good continual question. Nothing wrong with that.
I think one of my favorite songs, maybe it's I think it's from 1974. Chuck Mangione, "Feel So Good." It's an instrumental song, no lyrics, but there's a progression in the instruments of the feeling. It starts off slow. It starts off like it's struggling, but it builds up and ends on this positive feel good note. I think
it's reminiscent of your life almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Yep. So check it out.
I wrote it down because I'm
Feel So Good.
Check it out on my way home.
Yep.
Fuck, man. I think we could talk for 3 more hours. Are we 2 hours deep? Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on, man.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Any
man.
final other words or anything you want to plug? Anything at all?
I actually do want to plug something
yeah.
for you. Well, I want to ask, are you still fundraising for your HBCU tour?
Nope. I got the funds for my boys.
Okay, great.
Yep.
But there's always the possibility if you need to fund something that yeah. So the other thing is you mentioned the building, and I think that that's something that we've talked a lot about is having a space, a community space. You're interested in buying a community space that could then you could use it in different ways. It could be a flex space to do photos, to do events, to do art stuff, to do your work with youth, stuff like that. I think it's worth just calling out. If there's anybody that has a space like that they're looking to sell to a person like this, that you should.
Yes, I'm specifically looking into St. Paul. I want to have an event center / photography studio.
So
with my event center, or I want to hook up with the kids in the community, teach them about photography, teach them about DJing, get them certified, and build their portfolio so that when clients come to the event center and they need a DJ or a photographer, they can flip through the portfolios of my youth and hire the youth to do that job. Hopefully get to a place till I get inventory and my kids can rent quality equipment to do their own jobs out in the community.
You know, just a little plug. You never know.
Just a little plug, you know what I'm saying? The purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Early onset entrepreneurship.
Yeah,
Right.
for real.
That's awesome.
Cool.
DJ Digie, thank you, man. It's
Thank
been a
y'all.
pleasure. I feel like I feel like we're brothers now. Because
We
I
are,
know
man.
so much about you now.
It's too late.
I love
We
it,
are,
dude.
man.
I love it.
All right.
man.
Thank y'all.
Thank you for watching the podcast. Hit the like and follow button to stay updated on our latest episode. If you have ideas of topics or guests you'd like us to interview, drop us a comment and we'll see you next time.